Okay, so I've got a situation here that I thought that I would comment on. There's an HVAC unit up in the roof there, and when I came in here yesterday, there was all kinds of water dripping down out of the ceiling, and over here in this corner it was the worst. You can see I put plastic down, I caught a bunch of it in buckets and whatnot. And what happened is that the unit was angled the wrong direction. I'll show you that in just a minute. And so all the water was running down the vents. This corner right there is the place where it simply found its, coming downhill from this other side and downhill from this side, and that's where it decided to drip out. So I cut all these holes in it to try to help it vent and dry out, but it's very possible that I'm going to have to end up cutting out the whole bottom section of that vent and building a new one back, because chances of it drying out I think are very slim. Okay, so here we are up in the attic. Here's the unit. It's hung on these bars. And I just wanted to show you these bars support this little platform. You have better light. And there you can see the pan is dry on that side and is super deep on this side. And there's even a nice little drain, so I can get the light on it, back in there. But the water was, instead of running out of that drain back there, which is where it's supposed to, it was running down the bottom of the unit here and dripping. And if I can go down low, there you can see some water droplets from humidity on the bottom of it. So I think what happened is that right here you can see see there's a bolt right there, and you see how it's sitting in these slots. Well, it is sitting at the bottom of that slot, and my guess is that when they hung it, this was actually at the top of the slot, but because it wasn't completely level, the unit was just slowly bringing water to this end. As that weight built, at some point, and maybe it had to do with temperature, humidity, who knows what, this bolt stretched just a little bit or something and loosened just enough that at some point it got heavy enough that it slid to the bottom of this slot, right? So imagine that it's in that one right there, right? So they probably tightened it up top where it was level, and then it slid to the bottom. And when it slid to the bottom, all that water then just continued to come pouring out and draining down the main vent, the main ductwork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this thing on both sides, because there's one way back in there too, and slide it up and see if that makes it level. And if it does, then that's going to confirm that's what they had done. And I'm going to put a second bolt or something on the bottom here so that it's impossible, physically impossible for it to move down properly. So that's what happened. Always make sure your HVACs are completely level, otherwise terrible things happen. I wanted to show you how we were lifting it. We put a jack down there, cut it 2x4 to length. Just put it underneath there. That way That way we can take this bolt out and move it up. Right now it's in a slot here. There's another slot up top here. And here it's had slid down to the bottom of the slot. I think they originally put it in the top of the slot. We're going to take it out and move it to the bottom of this slot, which should be able to change our level. All right, that's it. Hold up. Yeah, your 2x4 is free now. So there, that went down just a little bit. Here you can see can't get it, don't have a good light. There, it's actually angled backwards as far as the platform this is built on, and which means that this water, I can show it to you. This water that's down in here is draining away from that little drain and towards the back, but not enough to make a difference. And here's the issue: this level on top of the unit, it's level now. So the platform is up, but the unit isn't actually level on the platform. And I think what's happening is that you've got these cap blocks, and instead of having a support band where it's out here being supported underneath the rigid end, the cap block is sitting just in the middle there, where you've just got sheet metal, and the sheet metal itself is then just compressing up. And this end, even though there's a cap block the same down there, this end, for whatever reason, is smushing lower. Maybe because you had water in here and it made it too heavy. Maybe there's just different, you know, equipment on the inside of here. So I'm making the actual unit level, not the platform level. All right, now I gotta go do the same to the other side. Okay, so here's the other side. We lifted it. Can you see that? It used to be right in this spot, and now we lifted it up to the next one. And here's the last thing here, is making sure that this screw can't eventually work its way out. So I tightened this down while I still had the 2x4 jack on it. It's not focusing there. And then what you do, if you don't have a lock nut, which has like a little rubber thing on the top of it, or you can also get little crush washers, that kind of thing. Just take an extra bolt, an extra nut here, slide it all the way up, and then you tighten it down against it, right there. And that does the trick. All right, this project's over. Now we just gotta let the ceiling dry.